Hannah, compliment me on my suit.
Well, everybody in the chat's talking about
Are they really?
how nice your suit is.
Does anybody approve of my choice of footwear?
Flippy floppies.
No, my Crocs. I got my Crocs on. You guys would not believe how absolutely impossible it was to find a suit that fits. There's a lot going on with a suit, right? Hannah, as a tailor, you might be able to explain to them how a suit's supposed to fit. Where should these sleeves of this suit be sitting?
You need about at least 3 inches, maybe 4 or 5.
I am 3 or 4 inches short of this suit being long enough because, you know, any extension of my arm, you can see that my sleeve comes out. However, I kind of get away with it by wearing long enough sleeves. The dress shirt tends to be the easiest part of a suit for me to find. Most of the time, it's a little bit difficult in the neck because my neck is as big around as a horse's neck. But I do. The other funny part too is we couldn't find a suit with pants that fit me perfectly. So these are actually not matched. These pants are not matched to the suit. This is a pair of Wranglers. But you can't tell. It looks great on camera. I'm telling you, look, the only thing don't match, it's Crocs, but I'm not mad about it.
I love you can't like lift your foot all the way up. I would demonstrate, but I'm not wearing any shoes.
Well, I can't do it like this. Like there's no, I can't get high enough. I am limited in that range of motion. Hannah, have I ever told you about the time that I wore a suit to a wedding that was about 4 sizes too small?
No, I don't think so.
Well, good. I saved that story for a podcast. My best friend in the whole wide world is this guy named Alex. I call him Alex Two Phones, which is really funny if you know him because he doesn't have 2 phones, he has 5 phones.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
Alex 5 Phones doesn't sound as funny as Alex 2 Phones. So he asked me to be in his wedding and to give a speech at his wedding and stuff like that. And honestly, I'm not going to place any blame on this situation on him. It was mutual blame. We both messed up. At one point or another, in a Facebook conversation, he said, hey, we're wearing black suits to the wedding. Do you have one? I said, no. He said, we're wearing blue suits. I can't get this wrong. He'll fry me. He said, we're wearing navy blue suits to the wedding.
Okay.
Do you have one? I said, no. He sent me a link.
Okay.
And I waited and waited till the last minute to order my suit for the wedding, and I ordered the suit from the link, which was a black suit. And I got to the suit, he says, your suit's supposed to be blue. And I was like, the link you sent me was black. He's like, yeah, but I said order the blue one. Turns out 3 of the 6 dudes in the wedding did the same thing.
Oh no!
Luckily, I was home. Now we were living in California. Were we in California or were we living here in Arizona at the time?
Alex's wedding.
I started off with the top
We were in
hat.
California.
I started off with the top hat as a joke, but I have grown to like it. So he goes, well, okay, it's 24 hours before the wedding. Let's go buy you a suit. I said, I'm in. This would be great. I've always wanted a suit that fits nice.
Challenge accepted.
There's no time to go to a tailor or to go to one of the rental places. And even then, the rental place might have been a farce. So we start driving around town. We go to the mall. We go to Kohl's, just anywhere you could go. Oh, they probably have suit jackets. Every single place that we went, I tried on the biggest suit. And now Sears. There was a Sears in my hometown at that time.
Yeah.
There is no longer a Sears in my hometown.
May they rest in peace.
May they rest in peace. But they always were known in my town. I don't know how they are in your town. They were known for having some big and tall sections, right? So we go in there and we tell this lady, hey, ma'am, we need a suit. And she goes, okay, we'll come on to the back. Here you go. And she goes, well, what size are you? I was like, I don't know. Give me the biggest one you have. And she's like, I don't know. What's your size? You got to know your size. I was like, ma'am, just give me the biggest one and we'll start from there. We'll either go backwards or we'll go forwards from the biggest one, but I assure you we need to start with the biggest one. So she goes and gets the biggest one on, and I put the jacket on, okay? And instantly it's too small, right? But it's not the worst in the world, but it's just I can get it on, I can kind of button it if I suck it in. Mind you, I was actually probably 25, 30 pounds heavier than I am right now.
Yeah.
I was getting a little swole in the wrong way. Do you know what I mean?
The wrong way.
Right here, you know what I mean? Not up here. I can't even do this with this suit on. So she ends up giving me the biggest pair of pants she has that aren't actually from the suit it was supposed to match because she realized by this point that I'm 6'7", 400 pounds. We got to do something. She gives me these pants and I was like, I don't know. They look a little tight. She's like, you might be able to pull it off. Here's the waiting room. I go in the what do you call it? Dressing room. Dressing room. I change my drawers and I come out and I kid you not, my buddy and her are standing right here. She runs in front of my buddy. Stand up. I need you as an example. Okay. She runs up to me and goes, no! He can't wear those! Because she can see my pee-pee! Well,
because they wouldn't zip?
Well, they were just too tight! You can to see the shape.
Anybody want to see that?
No, she goes, take it off, take it off.
I wish she was offended by it. She was just like,
No, she wasn't.
mortified.
She was like clearly did this for a living, and she was afraid of my. I don't know if she was like, my bro's gonna think I got a little pee-pee. I don't know what she went with her head. If I could find her today, I'd ask her. So we have to leave Sears, and Sears is our last stop. We don't know what to do after Sears because we know Sears is supposed to have some big suits. So we end up going. Where do you think we go next? Take a guess.
I'm just gonna shot in the dark Goodwill.
We went to Goodwill. And at this point in my hometown, I think there was still, there was like 2 Goodwills. I think there might be a 3rd one in my hometown. I don't know. But at this time, we went to the newer Goodwill. And I think even at this point, I may not have been to that Goodwill. And this was actually really interesting at the time because the old Goodwill in my hometown was all I ever knew about Goodwill before we moved here and started a channel that is essentially a thrifting channel. So I go home and my buddy's like, well, let's go to the new Goodwill. I was like, you son of a bitch, I'm in. And we go to the Goodwill and we start looking around. And I was first amazed because the Goodwill was set up just like our Goodwills here. And I guess our Goodwills here in town have the modern, they're on the edge. And a lot of places around the country kind of follow suit or something like this. Because it was a nice Goodwill. It felt like a Goodwill that could be here in town. I was like, my hometown has an awesome Goodwill. That's awesome. Because I never liked the older one. So we get to looking around, and the first thing we find is a pair of pants that pretty much fit. I can't quite button them, but I got a nice big belt, so I put them on unbuttoned, and I already had a shirt. I showed up with the right shirt, and then we ended up finding a jacket that fit-ish.
But was it blue?
The pants fit better than the Sears, but the jacket didn't fit better than the Sears one. So so I was just fighting, and my buddy was like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm sorry we made this mistake. Why don't you just wear the black one? I was like, dude, I'm not gonna be in your wedding party in this beautiful Catholic church and be the one dude in a black suit out of all this other sea of blue. Like, there's just not gonna happen. So I end up being just, and mind you, all the other bridesmen, bridesmaids. I was not gonna get there. All of them were, one or two of them were a pretty good size, but we talk all the time on this channel about how large I am.
Yeah.
And we don't do that to brag. We do it because no matter what scenario we find ourselves in this world, us being large has an effect on where we go, what we do. We're both that big. Hannah, stand up. You make me look normal because the ratio of you to me is like, oh, there's a normal couple. But then people see us in public and they see you first and they go, you're huge! Look, compared to what they think.
I'm tall.
They think that they've seen you on video and you look like this little girl. You're not.
Yeah, like I'm not 5'2".
Right. So I'm big. So I end up standing in this wedding, and I wish I had gotten pictures for this, but we didn't plan on telling this story really. It was kind of off the cuff, and so I'll have to share some pictures maybe later. You guys go follow me on Instagram. I'll post one. But the lineup of us dudes on stage and me over here trying to like suck it in for the suit so it doesn't explode. Oh, no. And mind you, this is one of the few times, maybe 3 times in my life I've been in a wedding. So of course I was in the suit all day.
Yeah. From
beginning to end.
It's a Catholic wedding too.
I kid you not. I wore my basketball shorts underneath it and a tank top. When the wedding was over, I walked out of the Catholic church and stripped on the front porch of the Catholic church. And I threw it all in the trash can sitting out in front of the Catholic church. Got in my little van and drove away. True story.